Hi, hello everybody. Can I get your attention please? Hi, welcome everybody. For those that you don't know me, who don't know me, sorry. My name's Justine, I'm mother of the bride, beautiful bride, of course. And now a mother-in-law, wow. I've heard all them jokes, so I'm watching you. But I'm a firm believer in how you mean to go on in life, you've got to start. So as a mother-in-law, my first decision, Mark's looking really scared. My first decision as to go on a mother-in-law is I'm gifting them with a promise. You're looking really worried, Mark. Not to embarrass them both with funny stories on their wedding day. I've decided I'll keep that for the dance floor later. But joking aside, I'm very proud to have Mark as my son-in-law. Trust me, how he's moulded into the family is a credit to himself. And the man he is a credit to his family and his background too. Because trust me, I had my eyes on him from day one. Oh yes, I did, and he knew it. But what I noticed about Mark is how adaptable, funny, kind and caring he really is. Except when he's hungry. That's a whole different ballgame, but we won't go there today. But most importantly, how he treated and treats Cara. That's what really put Mark in my heart. I'm very proud, just as proud as him as I am of my daughter Cara. An absolute pleasure. One of the first qualities I noticed in Cara is her jolly spirit, from that first smile to those first steps, which one by one brought her here and in turn brought us all together. Thank you for being here today, for everybody from the both of them. But I want to make a special little thank you today to Jessica for being such an amazing, beautiful, wonderful flower girl. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But one thing I have to say on my daughter on her wedding day is how proud, so proud I am of you, because it's what's within our hearts that really matter. I see Cara the same way I see a lotus flower. She's worried now. Wherever you plant a lotus flower, it will have deep roots and continue to grow around any obstacle on its pathway, but still manage to blossom into a wonderful flower. And I think you can all agree, with all her pathway, she's blossomed into the beautiful woman she is today. I think the evidence speaks for itself. Bless you, darling. Pleasure. It was very hard when your daughter says, Mum, can you give me away? How do you give your daughter away? But never in my heart, never. Never in my heart will I give you away. So I'm keeping a bit of her, Mark. Keeping a bit of her. But, you know, I don't want to bore you any longer, but so I just thought it'd be beautiful to raise a glass to the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Daniel on their special day. And now I believe, Mark, it's your speech.
Hello. Oh, that's so loud. Hello, friends and family. I would like to take a moment to express my gratitude here today. That has come from far and wide across the country to join us on our special day. Thank you for all being here, and I hope you enjoy our special day with us. Justine, thank you for your lovely speech, and thank you for raising such a beautiful, strong woman. Cara, wow. You are looking stunning today, and I'm so lucky to be marrying you. Firstly, I would like to thank the groomsmen, Di, Bob, and Paul, for being by my side through thick and thin over the years and making sure that everything went smoothly today. You guys have been my best friends throughout life, and I am grateful for your support and your friendship. Next, I would like to thank the bridesmaids for being such a fantastic support system for Cara throughout the wedding planning process. Your kindness, your humour, and your generosity have been a consistent source of joy. And we would not have made it this far without you. Last but not least, I would like to thank my best man, Ben. I've known Ben since I joined the Royal Air Force back in 2008, and in the earlier years of our careers, we didn't really know of each other. He was known as that cool IT guy who helped you with printer issues and PC problems. Eventually, we started to work together, and we became good friends. While as squadron lads went out to war in Afghan, I knew my pal Ben was okay playing pool back at Norfolk, drinking tea, talking to the HR girls about how he once did a tour of RAF Digby in Lincoln, and what a hero he was. I can safely say you never skipped a 10 a.m. tea break, and you were always the first to give me the wink across the office to let me know it was biscuit and brew time. These were the moments I would cherish most about our friendship. But seriously, Ben, I know I can always count on you, and I am honoured to have you as my best man today. As some of you may know, back in the summer of 2015, Cara and I first started chatting on a dating app called Tinder, which came about in the most unlikely turn of events. Cara's best friend, Rupi, swiped right on me, while Cara lay asleep from her drunken antics in London. The next morning, once Cara had woken up, she noticed a few messages had appeared on her Tinder profile. And this is when Cara and I got chatting, and we soon realised we had a lot in common. And we decided to meet up for a drink. Our first date was at Wagamama in Uxbridge. I still remember that day vividly. Cara picked on me for around 2 hours straight, and she took great pleasure in teasing me about my fashion sense to my choice of food. But luckily for her, I enjoyed the humour, and to be honest, this is how I've been treated by all of you for most of my life. And despite her teasing, I could sense there was something special about her. And I knew I wanted to see her again. After that first date, Cara and I hit it off, and we soon became inseparable. Our shared love of food, travel, and adventure has brought us even closer together, and I feel incredibly lucky to have someone who complements me so well. As many of you know, Cara and I have been together a few years. However, I have to admit, I was a little nervous when I invited Cara to my work Christmas party a few months into our relationship. It was a big event, and there were hundreds of people there, and I didn't want anything to go wrong. The event itself was a fancy party in London, and a lot of companies were there sharing the venue to celebrate Christmas together. And Cara and I were having a great time at this party, and we were enjoying the festive atmosphere, and I went off to the charity casino with some of the guys, leaving Cara to mingle with the other guests. Everything was going well until one of the guys started bad-mouthing me to Cara, but I won't go into any of the details today, but let's just say it wasn't anything nice. To my surprise, Cara didn't take kindly to this. In fact, she was so angry she gave the guy a mighty slap across the face. I was shocked, but I couldn't feel. I couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. It was clear to me then that Cara had my back, and there was nothing that could come between us. So Cara, thank you for being my partner in crime, and for making every day an adventure. I love you more than words can express, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for us.
More Christmas parties.
I want to take a moment to talk about Cara's strength and resilience. As many of you know, Cara battled cancer just over a year ago. It was a difficult time for both of us. Watching her go through the pain and the treatments, and it was just ultimately heart-wrenching. But she never once lost her fighting spirit. Through it all, Cara remained strong and determined. She faced each day with grace and courage, and she never let that illness define her. She continued to be the vibrant, caring, and the beautiful person that I fell in love with. She's inspired me to be a better man. After a year of intense treatment, Cara has successfully recovered. And she's standing here today, marrying me. It's a testament to her strength and resilience, and I couldn't be prouder of her. Cara, I want you to know that I admire you more than words can express. You are the strongest person I know. I love you more than anything in this world. Now please raise a glass to life's best adventures. Cheers. The best man.
Yay. Okay. Here we go. So, hello everyone. I'm Ben, and Mark awarded me the role of best man. And for the next 10 minutes or so, it's for me to give a speech about Mark. What's the agenda of this speech? Well, it's going to be covering basically me and Mark's friendship, basically, and how this brotherhood formed. However, I would also like to mention that this speech has undergone a review process and has been given an age rating of 12A, which means that the use of strong language will only be used when necessary for impersonations or accurate reconstructions of events. So, why do I hear that? Why do I need to hear this speech? Well, let's be honest here. People are very confused when they see me and Mark hanging out in town. They're either thinking I'm his probation officer or his boyfriend from Thailand. So, let's just clarify. We're just friends. I'm just going to help clarify and help you get to know Mark through my experiences of him through the history of life. So, where does it begin? 2008. It's our first year in the RAF. We're both posted near Midlands area. I don't really know Mark yet, but here I am in the queue to Oceana. Getting ready, feeling young, feeling excited. Those of you who know that nightclub. And it's my turn to get in. But no. The bouncer puts his hand out in front of me and says, "Not tonight, lad, not tonight. Not after what these lads said about you." I look past the bouncer and I see blonde hair, short, stocky built lad. And I also hear this. Matt, pricks, Matt, ha 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 ha. A year passes, and it's 2009, and it's our first posting, okay? So we're in North Yorkshire. I go to the building, and there he is again, at the front desk, reception desk, checking ID cards. I give him my ID card as I'm supposed to. He makes no eye contact with me, like zero eye contact. But what's more important is he continues an argument with someone else. And this topic is basically to do with a paper shredder, okay? And this is how it went. "Yeah, mate, so if you put the shredded paper back into the paper shredder and hit reverse, the document comes out together again, like it's never been shredded. I've seen it done. Now, at 35 years old, Mark, and professional colleagues here, do you think the reverse button on a paper shredder is there to put the document back together again? A couple of years pass. I'm posted to RAF Norfolk near Uxbridge. Life is good. I'm closer to home. I'm away from the Northerners. No offense to the Northerners. But I'm finally there. I'm enjoying life, and then, pow! My line manager calls me in and says, "Newly posted in. Do you know this guy?" And at the top of the paper, Mark Daniel. Mark arrives to the unit, and I still can't put a finger on it and how we made friendships. But after a couple of years, a friendship starts forming. It's far from conventional, though, okay? So let me give you an example of what our friendship was like. So Mark would tell me jokes, he'd feed me biscuits. Mark would play pool with me, and then he'd feed me sweets. And then Mark would practice martial arts on me in the T-bar, thinking it's funny, and then he'd feed me more cake. But I'm not going to lie, to be honest with you, as far as military friendships go, this was pretty sweet, because we weren't at risk from getting pregnant for one another. Okay, so this also brings me on to the 4 core learnings of Mark. And I learned 4 key things from Mark during our lovely friendship. Number 1, Mark's take on sun protection. So Mark believes that sun protection is a gimmick made in the 1960s for advertisement purposes. Hence why he goes on all these lovely holidays, come back looking like a lobster. Because nothing offers better sun protection than the sunbeds from the West Ryslip beauticians. Number two. Oh, yes. Mark's contribution to the war effort. So, Mark's contribution to the freedom and democracy of the Middle East was being the printer unjamming specialist. And he has filled me with many stories of how under mortar fire, he unjammed printers using the special special Zurex roller gel that he knows to help lubricate the rollers. And everyone knew this story from our unit, going, "Oh, where's that lad who fixed the printers under that war zone? We need that lad here." Number three, Champers. That was his nickname at RAF Leeming, from what I remember. And I saw the magic unfold when he has it. So if you want to see this special characteristic of Mark, just feed him like a glass or two of champagne and watch that magic unfold. Be careful of the teeth. Number four. Now, this is a very personal favourite of mine, and Di's as well. So Mark was assigned a job in the RAF, and he hated it so much. And in his ultimate wisdom, he felt, if you hate a job so much, just get out of it. And the best way to get out of that was he applied to join the SAS. So after completing a 1-month YouTube fitness course in his room, he embarks on a 4-month selection course for the SAS. We all wave goodbye to him. My boss pats me on the back and says, "That lad will do it. He's got the mentality." So Mark returns back 48 hours later. And he returns back with the exact line of, "It was so hard, my little legs hurt." And fast forwarding now, we bring back now to 2015, okay, the introduction of Cara. So, as you've already heard, the Christmas party is fast approaching around the corner, okay? Partners are invited. And that's when Mark blurts out, I've got a girlfriend, it's quite serious. So, I get a bit worried at this point, because Mark did describe his ex-girlfriends to me, and in his exact words, he said, "Horrors, mate." But the party's fast approaching anyway, so it's about a week out to the party, and then Mark suddenly gives the introduction of Cara to all of us. And this is the introduction he gave of you. "Her name is Cara, mate. She does like accounting or some shit like that." And that was the introduction you got, basically, for everyone in the RAF. So I see her, and the party arrives. I see her in the distance looking glam, smart, sophisticated, and I think, this is interesting. She is a proper lady. Very interesting. But then I realise, you know what? Let's just play it cool, okay? Don't approach her. Let's just look at the menu, play it cool, don't introduce yourself. So here I am. Yeah, you know what's coming, don't you? So here I am, mind my own business, looking at the menu, and then I hear it, like an ear-piercing kind of bomb. The first line she says to me, "You're not going to find chicken chow mein on there, Mr. Ben." Yeah. So that relationship did make sense after that. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, but bringing it today, of course, Cara told me about how sweetly Mark proposed to her, and how she was very sweet and taken back, how he proposed on one knee. And it just, shows how much support they have for one another. I mean, Cara, you have supported Mark through the entire relationship, long and steady. And of course, Mark, you were tested a lot just recently with Cara's illness. And of course, with your sweet speech. And it just goes to show you do have a very sweet side, even though you do bully me and you love bullying me a lot. And I always hate to admit that even I have had to rely on your supporting side that we've gone through. I mean, there have been countless times we experienced the joys, worries, and love of life together, whether or not it be our first job outside of the military. Number 2, remember that war injury you got in Afghanistan? The tinnitus from the loud air conditioning unit. To number 3, such as you trying to comfort me that there's no more apple crumble left in the dining room. But honestly, here you are, getting married. 15 years ago, I would have laughed if you told me that I would have been your best man. To be honest, and I still think it now, that the only reason why you made me your best man is because you wanted to show everyone here you wasn't a racist. It's kind of like why Kara's friends with Ruthie, Everyone's got a token ethnic, it's fine. But concluding this speech, it really gives me great pleasure in wishing you all the best to your future. I really do hope you live long, happy, and loud lives as Mr. and Mrs. Daniel. So I ask everyone to please raise a glass to Mr. and Mrs. Daniel and to wish them all the very best on this new chapter. To Mark and Kara. Done.